Welcome to the Unstuck Yourself Daily Dose with Brittany Bigley. The Unstuck Yourself Daily Dose is part of the Live Bigley community, giving you the resources and knowledge to help you live the life you were born to lead. Hello, I am Brittany Bigley and welcome to the Unstuck Yourself Daily Dose. Today I wanted to hop on and share with you So I talked about surrendering and letting go, and I was talking to my coworker and friend about this concept, and he asked a really great question. And so I want to share the question, and then I want to maybe clarify it for you guys. And he's like, "So what's the difference between surrendering and giving up?" And I was like, "Wow, that's such a great question. Let me see if I can delineate and talk about this with you." And so I shared this insight with him. I don't know if I was quite so coherent. I'm hoping I'm a little bit more coherent and distinctive here to make some sense out of this. But so the difference between surrendering and giving up. Where do I want to start? Let's start with surrender. Let's start with the good stuff first. Surrendering is letting go of the expectation of how. That is one way of surrendering. So I think a lot of what keeps us suffering as human beings is that we like to think that we have control over a whole lot of things, and it's really we have this illusion of control. Like, we really don't have any control of what's happening to us. But I think what causes us pain and suffering is that we like to think that we have control. And I think a lot of what causes people anxiety is the worrying and the trying to stay in control of every little detail of their life and the how. And the more that I've been practicing manifesting, it's actually giving up the control, like realizing that you are not in control of really anything that happens to you. You're in control of how you react to things, but life is happening, all around us, and we can't be in control of all of it. It's going to drive us crazy. And a lot of people do go crazy and have a lot of anxiety or worrying because they're trying to control things. And so it's the giving up the how, understanding that they are not in control. It's an illusion of control. All they have control of is how they react to things. But it's this understanding that there is a greater, beyond themselves, presence, being, whether it's God, the universe, maybe other deities. There is some kind of omnipresent presence, whether if truth with a capital T, mathematically speaking, scientifically speaking, there's this everything is happening divinely, or patterns, systematically. There is a bigger presence beyond us, and that presence knows what is good for all of everybody, right? Like, nature happens in its own time, and it's constantly creating and evolving, and there's just this, divine presence that's connecting us and knows everything. And so it is the art of surrendering is allowing that divine, that godly presence to allow things to just work out and to kind of go with the flow of it. So not getting too wrapped up in the how, and surrendering to that, to a higher being, a higher power. What surrendering is not being open to opportunity. So let me put this in the more positive format. So surrendering is still being open to opportunity, right? Like, we are giving the how over to the higher power, the omnipresent being, the thing that connects all of living, beings, earth, cosmos, universe. It's surrendering to that higher power of the how things are going to work out. But it's still showing up. It's showing up and still being aware of opportunities that you can then take aligned action to make your dreams manifest. Giving up is the opposite of that. It's the shutting down. It's not being consciously aware of opportunities. And I think it's not being consciously aware at all. It's numbing. It's shutting down. It's suppressing your emotions, not trying to feel things, constantly being distracted. Giving up can look like surrender in a way, but it's not being conscious. I think surrender has a lot more awareness and conscious and intention behind it, where the giving up is, no, I'm shutting down. No, this isn't happening for me. Surrender leads to peace and transformation. Giving up, on the other hand, usually will halt any kind of progress that you're trying to make and doesn't have a resolution. A lot of times, surrender, I think, can be seen as a more positive aspect, where giving up has a more negative connotation. And I really think it's the consciousness behind it. It's the awareness. I'm holding the intention of how I want to feel and what I want to manifest, but I'm surrendering to that higher power and knowing that it will happen, but not knowing how. And there's a level of trust that I think surrender has. Giving up is just shutting down all faculties. It's shutting down your emotions, shutting down your intuition, shutting down your body, felt sensations, sometimes shutting down mentally. And I think a lot of times it's disconnecting from self is what I think of as giving up. And surrender is the complete opposite. It's being so in tune and in touch with yourself, but also in tune and in touch with a higher power. So I don't know if I clarified any of that. I would love to get comments, your thoughts on this, because I do think it's not such a tangible thing to talk about, right? To give examples. But I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on this. If you want to try explaining the difference, or if you disagree with me, I love to hear it. So, again, if this resonates with you, go ahead and give it a like button. Go ahead and press the like button. If you want more content like this, please go and hit subscribe. If you feel like this would benefit someone else, go ahead and press that share button. I really appreciate you listening and sharing this if you feel called to do so. Otherwise, happy healing, and I will see you when I see you. Thanks for listening to the Unstuck Yourself Daily Dose with Brittany Bigley. The Unstuck Yourself Daily Dose is part of the Bigley community, giving you the tools and resources so that you can live the life you were born to lead.